Did you know that there are verses in the book of Revelation that are so terrifying that they could shake you to your core? There are moments in this book that even the strongest of us would cower in fear. These are the moments that will make you think twice about turning away from God. And great tribulation there is, which no one has ever been born to under the heaven, neither shall be hereafter, even the time, the power, and the patience of the saints. Then immediately the two witnesses will prophesy again for a half hour, and shall not be as before in the sight of the Lord their God, and shall not prophesy. Then another angel, a second one, came out from the temple, crying with a loud voice to him who had the trumpet, "Give to him who thirsts white wine mingled with blood, that he may drink, and that he may be troubled with the burning heat." So that the mountains were greatly moved at that time. The great city divided into 3 parts, and the cities of the nations fell. Death and hell followed with their plague, and were given power to kill a 1/4 part of mankind by the breath of the smoke of the abyss. These are some of the most terrifying moments in Revelations that if you heard someone preach about this, you'd probably run out of the church doors faster than you can say, "Holy moly." But here's the million-dollar question. Are these predictions set in stone? Or are they just a bunch of scary stories that we tell ourselves? What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. And hey, if you enjoyed this trip down a spine-tingling lane, why not treat yourself by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing for more nerve-wracking journeys into the world of religious tales and historical horror. And the smoke of the dragon, of the smoke of the furnace went up, and the sun and the air and the land were darkened with smoke, and the cries of torment and hail followed, and a fire followed and tormented those who had the mark of the beast, the name of his image, and received his mark on their foreheads or on their hands. Here's the second death. And anyone not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever, even in the sight of the Lamb. Yes, amen. And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they were not strong enough, and they did not prevail. Therefore the great dragon was cast out, that ancient serpent who is called the devil or Satan, he who deceives the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. And Babylon the Great was your great city divided, and your rich became poor, and your great city became a hut for beasts and birds of prey, and desolate and uninhabited. Revelation 16, 18, 19. Just imagine for a moment the ground beneath your feet unexpectedly splitting apart, buildings crumbling into the gaping holes, and the landscape dramatically reshaping itself. Sounds like a scene from a Hollywood blockbuster movie, right? Well, in Revelation chapter 16 verse 18, it is described as one of the most terrifying events of the end times, a final earthquake that will shake the very foundations of our world. It's not just your typical seismic tremor. Oh no, this is a cataclysmic event of unprecedented magnitude, one that will dwarf any earthquake that has ever struck our planet. Cities that once stood tall will crumble to dust, mountains will collapse, and islands will vanish into the sea. The world as we know it will cease to exist, and he who drinks must be tormented with fire and brimstone. For God has put it into his heart to practice, to receive the number of the name of the beast. There is no other name so great, neither is there any other that can be spoken like the name of this beast. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And he said to them, if anyone worships the beast in his image and receives his mark on his forehead or on his hand, he himself shall also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is mingled with blood, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the angels, and in the presence of the Lamb, and the smoke of their torment goes up forever and ever. Blessed and holy is he who looks forward to these things in the hour of the trial of those who live on the earth. Revelation 14, 9-11. 15. Picture for a moment the weight of choosing between loyalty to God and the allure of a world that seems to function seamlessly without acknowledging his existence. In Revelation 14, verse 9-11, we are introduced to the concept of the mark of the beast, a choice that will forever alter the destinies of mankind. Those who choose to defy God, perhaps through actions or decisions that go against his teachings, will be confronted with a stark warning. However, for those who remain steadfast in their faith, the promise of blessedness awaits. It's a call to action, a reminder that now is the time to prepare and choose wisely. And they will die again. But after 3.5 days, the breath of life from God entered them, and they stood on their feet, and great fear fell on those who saw them. And every living creature in the sea died. Revelation 16:3. Imagine for a moment the shock and horror as the fresh, invigorating ocean turns a deep, sickening red. What would be the cause of this ghastly transformation? Could it be a natural phenomenon, a strange disease, or perhaps a man-made catastrophe? Your guess is as good as mine. Well, according to Revelation chapter 16 verse 3, this horrific scene is not a figment of our imagination or a distant future possibility, but a terrifying reality that will become a part of our world. It says that an angel poured out his bowl on the earth, and the sea turned to blood, causing every living creature in the sea to die instantly. The implications of this are staggering. If this were to happen in our world, the consequences would be devastating. The world would reel from the sudden loss of marine life. Fishermen and those who depend on the sea for their livelihood would be left baffled and without means of income. Ecologists would struggle to comprehend the sudden mass extinction event. And for those who find solace in the sea, whether for recreation or meditation, it would be a tragic and disturbing sight. Revelation 11:03. Ons Ministresa. Now let's delve into the fate of the two witnesses, a topic that sends shivers down the spines of many. These individuals are not just any ordinary people. They are prophets who play a pivotal role in the unfolding drama of Revelation. Their mission is a daunting one, tormenting the earth with fire and plagues. They face persecution and ultimately are murdered by the beast, an event that is met with celebrations around the world. But here's where things take a terrifying twist. After 3.5 days, something miraculous happens. They come back to life, resurrected and standing once again. This sudden resurrection does not bring joy to all, but strikes fear into the hearts of many. The entire world is shaken by this display of divine power. Revelations is a book filled with messages from God, warnings and prophecies that could impact our lives in profound ways. And having 10 horns and 7 heads, and on his horns 10 diadems, and on each head a name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and he was like a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. And I saw 3 of the heads of that beast as if wounded to death. Yet their wounds were not fatal, and they did blaspheme God. And they did blaspheme the name of God, which belongs to him, and reigned for 42 days, 5 years. Revelation 13:1-5-7. Now let's talk about a nightmare that haunts the pages of Revelation, the beast rising out of the sea. This terrifying creature is described as having 10 horns and 7 heads, each head bearing the name of blasphemy and its feet resembling those of a bear, while its overall appearance reminiscent of a leopard yet standing upright on 2 legs. What makes this beast truly horrifying is the power it wields. Satan himself empowers it, bestowing upon it authority to deceive the whole world. And here's the chilling part. The beast forces everyone around the world to take his mark, a symbol of allegiance that becomes a requirement for buying or selling anything. Imagine living in a world where your ability to trade and commerce depends on a mark that signifies submission to this beast. This is the terrifying prospect presented in Revelation. Many scholars believe that this enigmatic beast embodies the rise of the Antichrist, a figure who will emerge to deceive and dominate before the true Messiah returns. It's a book that many Christians read and interpret differently. So today, we're going to dive into some of the most terrifying verses that may just change how you view the end times. Buckle up because things are about to get real. Let's look at 7 of the scariest moments from the book of Revelation. 1. The opening of the 6th seal. And the stars of heaven fell to the earth. Then the sky receded as a scroll when it is rolled up, and every mountain and island was moved out of its place. No. 2. The 2 witnesses' death and resurrection, and they will prophesy 1,240 days in sackcloth, and in the day shall they have no rest. Number 3. The beast from the sea. Then I saw a beast rise up on 2 feet. No. 4. Mark of the beast. No. 5. The river of blood. Then the angel poured out his bowl on the earth, and it became blood as of a dead man. No. 6. The final earthquake. And there was a great earthquake, such a mighty and great earthquake as had not occurred since men were on the earth. No. 7. Lake of fire. So, there you have it.